Second video, today's topic is the steps to become a professional triathlete. What's going on, guys? Welcome to my second video. I hope you enjoyed the first one. I have to be honest, it is really weird to talk to the camera, especially about myself. It is something I have to get used to. But now it's better, I can talk about something else, not about me in my past. So I'm enjoying that. Let's get right into it. I think you can split the whole triathlete, professional triathlete being into two steps, into two sectors. What I understand from business so far, which is very little from professional triathlon. What it is, I think it changed a little bit from the 80s to now. I think in the 80s it was a lot of just results. You had to be good physically. As a brand, I mean, back then was maybe a newspaper was there. There was not so much like an athlete could actually bring value to a company for sponsors. I think that changed a lot through the digital time. So I think it's about 50-50 by now. You see that with some age groupers who are extremely good on a physical level and getting a lot of results. And then there's those that are extremely good in the digital world. So let's say YouTube, Instagram, all this. And those two things, I think it's about 50-50 for a brand, how to bring value. So the one is the physical part, which is obviously your professional triathlete. You need to win, you need to get results. And the other part is the one where you bring value to the company through or through the sponsors with brand awareness, like everything from digital media and media in general. Let's get into the physical part of the two, which is obviously the major thing what you think about when you're a professional athlete. I think I have to be realistic as well, right? I grew up with all kinds of different sports. I'm now towards the top of the age group. I just recently hit my PB for a half distance, which is a 4:05, which is not my favorite distance. I really like it as a training, but my main passion is really with the long distance, which I didn't get a chance to race this year. It's just COVID travel restrictions. Anyways, let's forget about that one. So no Ironman for me this year, which I'm a bit bummed about because I feel like that's my main thing. I would have wanted to do really well there, but talk means nothing. You gotta deliver. And I like the added pressure of this whole journey now that I gotta deliver the results. Is something I always thrived in the business world as well. And then when I get really critical, like in COVID times, I just had to deliver, I had to do all-nighters, went back to the office at 11 p.m. I just like the pressure. I don't know, it's just when I became really alive. And same in racing, I was a bit bummed out when they split up all the racing part with age groupers. It is the wave starts. I understand for safety and all, I'm totally for that. But I just like the racing aspect with the best against the best. So that in the professional field is something I'm extremely excited about. There's no different times when people start. No age grouper can beat you by 20 seconds or 10 seconds. And he starts half an hour back. All these things can happen now. There's cases when people got second in world championships in the age group field and lost by 2 seconds. Because somebody else came later and just was 2 seconds faster, but they didn't run next to each other, so that's a bummer. But I'm about to get into a whole different journey with the professional field, so I think you have to be honest with yourself, where you're good at, and you have to be realistic, right? I do think I can do really well in a long distance triathlon. There's two guys that gave me a blueprint for it, so a little shout out to them, Rasmus Svensson and Christian Hogenhaupt. You're one of the reasons I'm sitting here, you're my blueprint. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger had a blueprint, I had you guys, or have you guys. You really inspired me, so thanks a lot for that. So why do I think I'm good at the long distance triathlon? It started with the progression in the sport itself. I think my second long distance back then after 11 hours, the first one. My second one was only 3 months later with a coach, and they did a bit of fine tuning, and I right away won my age group with the second one. That was the first time I'm like, whoa, okay, I guess I can be good at this. I'm 85 kilos now, it's heavy, I know what you think, but I have the speed and I struggled with that mentally quite a bit for a while. Like, hey, triathletes have have to be not just skinny. I mean, even if I have 7% body fat, I'm still 85 kilos. And 10 years in the sport now, and my body still chooses this muscular way. So everybody wants to do an Ironman, and for a big reason so. It's a massive accomplishment just to finish. And nobody should forget, even the pros, the good pros, they always know in the end, number one goal is to finish, and it's never guaranteed. Like you can really have a bad day and you walk for like 3-4 hours, and this is something that can always happen. So you gotta respect your body, be smart about it. So let's talk about the timeline from now to the point when I want to become a professional athlete. Right now, it's September 2021. Until March 2022, that's the first step. Because I'm helping at work with a transition, with a CEO position. I want to make sure that everything goes really smoothly, build a big part of the company. It was definitely not easy to let it go. I have big passion for the whole team, for the company, for the vision in it. I do have a very strong gut feeling, a strong belief in myself. It's not necessarily confidence, because confidence can come and go, right? Confidence can be you train really well, you have a great session, confidence is high. Then a few days later maybe, confidence is low, you're feeling a bit low, you're tired, and that goes up and down, right? But when it comes to self-belief, I think either you have it or you don't. In terms of long distance triathlon, I can say I have that belief. I do know, I don't know what time frame, I don't know how long it takes, absolutely no idea, but I do know I can do well there. And I just need an answer to what does doing well mean? How do you define that? What is actually the goal of my journey here? What does it mean to have a successful chapter here? But yeah, you have to be realistic. How long will that take? I have absolutely no idea, because I simply don't know how I react to training and to recovery. Never in my life, after a hard session, I laid down afterwards to sleep and rest. I mean, I went straight to work, I went straight to study, and it's that, like we all do. We all age groupers, still am. But this will change. So first chapter, helping transition, going a little bit up with training volume until March, recover as good as I can, don't do anything stupid, don't do hero workouts in general, solid sessions. And from March 2022 onwards, I will be a full-time athlete. It sounds a bit funny to say, but anyways, it's gonna happen, and I'm super excited for it. I'm really proud to have finally made the call before it's too late. I have 8 years, maybe 10, to find this answer to what can I do in a sport. Like, not even just results, and I mean just results, I mean really like me as an athlete, like how far can I push it? How fast can I go? Will I enjoy this whole journey, or will I just go a little bit nuts with all the training? I don't think so. But it's important to me, I knew that from the start, that it's important to me, next to all this training, which is the self-centered journey, that I need something to be in touch with other humans. Like in the end, why I went to study physiotherapy back then, I wanted to help people, I wanted to work with humans and people, and this is an aspect I need to cover for my values. Like I need to be in touch with people to hopefully motivate, inspire, maybe even teach, or like show from your experience or from my journey that I'm undertaking now, that it is possible to turn your life around. It's never too late. How does my training look like March onwards? I talked to my coach, Coach Brazier, amazing guy, super happy to have him in my corner. Yeah, I think it's super key to have the recovery nailed. You can look at the best guys like Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant. In our sport, we can talk about Jan Frodeno. He's an amazing guy. He obviously found his blueprint, how to do the sport, and he had a rocky start from the Olympics and all that afterwards. He had a difficult past, but he found his blueprint. Even if I would have done his step, let's say with 20, 25 years old, I don't think I would have been ready, to be honest. I had such a lack of knowledge of diet, especially for me, like what do I need to eat? Like I want to be performing well, recovering well, but I don't want to gain massive weight. Like how's the distribution and macros with nutrition? So that I know. With sleep recovery, I start to play around with things. I was like, I can push it to 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours sleep. Completely dumb, but like I tried things like next to work. Hey, how about when I cycle from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the turbo and then go to work? Maybe I can change my biorhythm. I tried all kinds of things, always towards the extreme. Definitely didn't work, definitely not smart, but I can tell I tried it and I like this experimenting part. And training, if you break it down, it's very simple. It's a training stimulus and it's recovery. Recovery most important. People mess that up as well. Everybody always trains hard, but they forget about the recovery part or do it properly. Through my past and the mistakes I've done, I learned a lot about that recovery part. The lowest hanging fruits, they say: eat, sleep, drink. Very simple, but if you nail the basics, like Kobe Bryant said, nail the basics. If you do that, you're gonna get very far. So I figured out with my coach and also from my past that I need a weekly volume of around 30 hours. I'm a high volume guy, I can respond well to that. So 30 hours a week. What does that do to my body? I have absolutely no idea. I just know that my body needs this kind of stimulus with the right quality in it, with all the steps I've done and learned over the years for swimming, biking, running, and some new things in it. I don't know if 1 year of 30 hours of training, what's the progress in that? No idea. Nobody knows, nobody can tell you. 2 years, how long does it take? Because I never had it in my life. I always went straight to work, back to other load, and definitely not going to bed to rest. So I'm excited for that. Let's see how long it takes. I'm in it for the journey. Let's see what doors the universe will open, right? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can really help me out if you like and subscribe, push your notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, and I see you in the next video.